Hello G.I. Joe fans, and welcome back to my Classified Report series here on Too Many Topics. So I haven't done one of these since like October, post-PostCon, and when we had a little bit of news at London Comic Con, and there hasn't really been much news since then, but we did get a lot of news relatively recently with the fan stream that we had this past Thursday, the final one for 2023, and there's also some 2024 rumors out there, or potential leaks, that I really want to kind of give my thoughts on here. So I'm going to be kind of doing probably the majority of the video doing that, but we have some stuff to talk about from the fan stream, so let's go ahead and dive right on into that. So the past G.I. Joe fan stream, I'm going to be honest, wasn't the most exciting one compared to past ones, because they skipped the digital reveal like segment that they always do, which is okay. I just was looking forward to seeing some of the digital renders of the names that they gave at PulseCon, but I guess we'll get those next time because there was a lot of pre-orders, and all the pre-orders were the stuff that they showed the renders of at PulseCon, which is the the typical format. But they did give 4 new names for Classified Series figures coming out in 2024. And those 4 names were Starduster, Nemesis Immortal, Leatherneck, and Xandar. And then moving on to the pre-orders here. So that's all the stuff that we saw at PulseCon. But it was also not that exciting to even see it at the fan stream because a lot of it released internationally like the week of the fan stream. Oh well, but the new wave looks fantastic. They are going down to 4 figures for this wave, down from the 5 that we were used to for the last couple waves. They didn't give an explanation as to why that's the case, but that's perfectly fine. There's so many Joe figures coming out anyway that I don't mind there being only 4 in this wave, and there's 2 of them being Cobra and 2 of them being Joe, so I think that works out pretty well. So we have, for our Joe side of things, we have Airborne and Quick Kick, which are finally joining the line, which Airborne people really wanted with the Dragonfly, but he's coming out in time to have him be with the Dragonfly, just not actually with the Dragonfly, and he looks pretty good. Very standard kind of G.I. Joe character looking like to me. I do like that they were talking about how like some of the greens on his design do match up with the same paint and color that they used on the Dragonfly, so he's going to look really good next to it next year. And then for Quick Kick, I love getting figures like this with like fun little accessories like his little like granola bar, chocolate bar thing. That's really cool. It's just a unique looking character. It makes me think of like Shang-Chi kind of, especially for all the hand swap options that we have, which we don't typically have with Classified, so that's really nice to see. On the Cobra side of things, we have Big Boa, which has a fantastic helmet and also a nice swappable face, which I really like. I also really like the punching glove effect piece, or not effect piece, swappable hand piece that we have. Also a very good touch. But my favorite figure of this wave, because I am a sucker for Cobra Troop Builders, is the Cobra Techno Viper, which I really like this thing. So they first showed this off, render of it, back actually at SDCC, when they showed off the black and red Hiss Tank color version of it that's going to be coming with the SMS. That surprisingly has still not gone up for pre-order. That is the last render reveal that we've had that hasn't gone up for pre-order yet. I love the little hologram effect that we have for his little wrist communicator. Great little touch. Really like it. And also Lenny showed off this really funny like prototype mishap from the factory that got the color wrong. And they were prefacing, they're like, this is not being released. We just wanted to show you this funny little goof up. But I kind of like it, honestly. If they were to release it, which they won't, but if they were to release it on Pulse with like the Regal variant kind of thing that like Cobra Commander had, I think that'd be kind of cool, but it was still fun for them to show it off anyway. And then, of course, we had our retro reveals, our first wave of non-Walmart exclusive retro carded figures. Now, for the longest time, I've kind of written off the retro cards because they're not numbered figures. I don't open them anyway, or I wouldn't want to open them anyway, and so I don't particularly care about the retro cards. They're definitely the thing that I wouldn't ever bother to pre-order, but I guess I'm collecting them now because I've had a Baroness by accident for like a year, and Cobra Commander comes with the Hiss Tank. So I broke down and I bought the Destro and Lady J because they were like dirt cheap on Walmart. So I guess I'm collecting these now. But we have the first regular retail wave with the thicker card stock that was introduced or is being introduced with Cobra Commander, so they shouldn't be as easy to destroy. Walmart's going to have to try a little harder to destroy these ones. But the first wave looks fantastic. We have Scarlet, Duke, and Rakondo. But these 3 figures look fantastic. They're regularly priced figures. They're not numbered, but this is going to be the first of these retro waves. And they gave a lot of name reveals for retro carded figures at PulseCon, so they're definitely going to be doing more of these, which I guess I'll pick up, just not as top priority as the regular figures. And kind of in the same vein here, we have the last 2 figures that they showed off at PulseCon that are now for pre-order, and that is the first 2 of the 60th anniversary figures that are not numbered, that are just kind of generic, like army guy, basically, and generic, like diver dude, which basically are to, you know, not be named characters, be more reminiscent of the original 60s action figures that were just generic military personnel. But these are fantastic. Like, I love the different, like, swappable skin tones for this. I love the accessories loadout. They definitely take advantage of that deluxe price point. Fantastic stuff here. And I also love the poncho that's on the main dude. Fantastic. So these are both $35, but they are for pre-order now as well. And they're not numbered or anything, but I definitely will be getting these because they just look really cool and would make for perfect, like, Joe army builders in the background, you know, to kind of back up your named characters. Or kind of be cannon fodder, I guess. I love the idea of this. But what I think is the most exciting is these potential vehicle rumors that we have. So these come from It's Chat on YouTube, and basically, from what I can tell, it says that, I'm reading this article from ToyHabits.com, it said that they have been spot on thus far with G.I. Joe news, so essentially they were the person that leaked the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover figures, but they're reporting that we're going to be getting 2 vehicles that are going to be in a brand new $150 to $200 price range, which is, you know, pricey. It's basically vehicles that would be a little bit more bigger and expensive than the Vamp, which was at $100, and of course not as expensive to be classified as a HasLab campaign. So kind of right there in the middle with this. And they say that they are going to be releasing a Thunder Machine for Cobra and a Snowcat for the Joes. These look sweet. So I definitely think the Thunder Machine looks maybe a little bland, to be honest. But the Snowcat, oh yes, please give me that. So first of all, I love the Arctic figures that they've made. It's one of my favorite subsections of the Classified. I just like the look of those figures. So I would love an Arctic related vehicle. That's fantastic. The Thunder Machine, it looks fine. The Thunder Machine to me kind of looks like as if it was a vehicle designed specifically for a Transformers crossover. It just, I don't know. I don't like it as much. It doesn't scream as, like, purposeful or tactical, I guess. On like a his tank or something. It's just, I don't know, it's too bright, I guess. That's dumb, but you know, that's kind of how I feel about it. And so they say that these figures, the figures that would be included would be the original figures that came with the original vehicles of them. So the Snowcats would come with Frostbite, and the Thunder Machine would come with Thrasher. So we have some really nice custom pictures of like potential mock-ups of what these could look like. Not official leaks or any kind of official pictures by any capacity, but Toy Habits just posted these pictures of basically so you can get an idea of what this kind of thing would be like and the scale of it. And if this is true, I love this. I love this tremendously. My only hope for this is that if this is what they're going to do, they space this out a little bit. Hopefully with, you know, we have the Vamp coming out in the spring, which will probably come out earlier than the May release date that it has listed, and that's $100. And then, you know, we can assume that we'll get like a $300 range-ish vehicle for a HasLab in the summer. So I really hope that if these are true, they could space them out a little bit. Like if we maybe got like one kind of pricey vehicle per quarter, with the summers always being HasLabs or something, I think that'd be better. But if like two $200 vehicles come out like once, that's going to be a little rough. So, you know, alongside all the figures and stuff that we get every year. So, but let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about this rumor, this leak thing here? I really like what I'm hearing here, even though I have no connection or attachment or value, sentimental value to either of these characters or these vehicles. And also, what kind of vehicles do you think would work at like a $150, $200 price range? I'm not very familiar or well versed with this brand as much as I am other things. So, I don't know. I don't even know what vehicles there are out there. I know there's already been vehicles confirmed in the name-only reveals, like the Cobra Ferrets, and we have the SMS, like I mentioned earlier. So we do have a lot of stuff coming out next year, a lot of pricey stuff. So it should be a very interesting year for G.I. Joe Classified. But with that is going to do it for this episode of Classified Report, just sort of recapping the most recent fan stream and talking about this rumor for 2024. And like I said, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below about all of these figures. Which ones did you pre-order? The ones that are still available, which everything that was a pre-order was retail. So everything that's still available on Amazon and such like that, because some things sold out, I will be including affiliate links for in the description below. So if you use those, it will help out the channel, which is always really, really well appreciated. And of course, until next time, you guys can check out other G.I. Joe videos here on Too Many Topics, and follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at ClassifiedFigGI. And I'll see you all later. Yo Joe!